Hey techies, thanks for stopping by. All right, folks, here's the deal. Humanity has officially reached peak. Why does this exist, tech? From binoculars smarter than your average college grad to cat doors that fight crime, I've rounded up the weirdest gadgets you didn't know you needed or wanted. And spoiler alert, one of these might actually save you from a dead mouse on your carpet. Intrigued? Stick around. Hey, quick reminder before we dive deep into this rabbit hole of ridiculous tech. Liking and subscribing? Totally free. Like free. Costs you nothing, but it helps me out immensely. Think of it as your good deed for the day. Plus, if you stick around until the end, I've got a gadget so bizarre, you'll either laugh or immediately add it to your cart. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this circus rolling. First up, we've got AI-powered birding binoculars. Imagine staring at a bird and having your binoculars whisper, "That's a yellow-throated warbler, thank you very much." Swarovski's AX Visio binoculars don't just zoom in, they also serve as the know-it-all friend who corrects you at trivia night. They're packed with AI smarts, so you can finally stop pretending to know what a nuthatch is. It's like Shazam, but for birds and significantly pricier. At $4,799, these are the Gucci loafers of binoculars. They're fancy, sleek, and will definitely make people jealous at the park. But let's be real, for that price, they should come with a holographic David Attenborough narrating every bird encounter. Oh, and the AI? It's impressive, but not perfect. It might call a duck a goose if it's having a bad day. These binoculars are for hardcore bird enthusiasts, the kind of people who keep life lists longer than a CVS receipt. They're also perfect if you're locked in a silent rivalry with your neighbor who has that smug Audubon bumper sticker and won't stop bragging about spotting a rare woodpecker last spring. Now you can one-up them with Swarovski-powered AI that practically says, "Sit down, Greg, it's actually a northern flicker." It's like bringing a bazooka to a binocular fight. For everyone else, let's be real. You're probably squinting at a bird and going, "Meh, looks like a pigeon to me," and then moving on with your day. These binoculars are not for the casual birdwatcher who just wants to see a hawk without craning their neck. They're for people who want their birding experience to feel like a TED Talk, with themselves as the star speaker. Sure, you could keep using your old binoculars and misidentifying sparrows like it's the 1800s, but where's the fun in that? With these, you'll not only see the bird, but you'll also know its genus, diet, and maybe even its political leanings. Okay, not that last part yet. But hey, $4,799 is a small price to pay for dominating every birding conversation you'll ever have. All right, moving on, we have something significantly cheaper, a retractable charging cable. Tangled cables are the modern-day Medusa. One glance and you're frozen in despair. Enter the counterpart retractable charger, the cable equivalent of a self-cleaning oven. Press a button and it retracts like it's auditioning for a role in a spy movie. It's sleek, comes in fun colors, and screams, "I'm organized, but make it bougie." Of course, it's not perfect. The 4-foot length means you'll still be crouched near an outlet, like some medieval serf. And if the retractable mechanism breaks, you're stuck with an overpriced yo-yo. But hey, at least you won't have to untangle cables like you're defusing a bomb every time you charge your phone. And now, let's talk about a gadget that's here to protect your home from, well, your own pet. Meet the flappy AI cat door, the Batman of pet doors. It scans your cat for evidence, like that half-dead mouse they're trying to smuggle in, and slams shut faster than your fridge when you're on a diet. Justice is served. Cats are basically tiny dictators who've convinced us to serve them. The flappy AI cat door is the palace guard, ensuring your furry overlord doesn't waltz in with a half-dead pigeon like it's a Michelin-starred offering. If the AI spots something gross in their mouth, the door locks faster than a dad when the thermostat's been touched. That said, it's not foolproof. If your cat's a criminal mastermind, and let's face it, most cats are, they might figure out how to bypass the system. And the tech isn't cheap, so you better hope Fluffy doesn't decide to retire from hunting mid-purchase. This is for people who love their cats, but hate nature's grim surprises. If you've ever screamed at a mouse on your carpet while your cat smugly watched, this door is basically therapy. Next up, we've got a gadget for all you foodies out there, or anyone who's ever thought, "Man, I wish I could smoke a brisket in my kitchen." Meet the GE Smart Indoor Smoker, the culinary equivalent of a backyard barbecue that decided to go corporate. It's got all the smoky goodness without the awkward, neighborly small talk. Let's dig in, metaphorically for now. Smoking meats indoors sounds like the kind of thing you'd see on a reality show where fire marshals intervene. But the GE Profile Smart Indoor Smoker promises no smoke alarms, just ribs so good they might legally qualify as a bribe. It's like having a backyard barbecue in your kitchen, minus the mosquitoes. Of course, it's $999, so you'll have to decide whether perfectly smoked brisket is worth skipping rent for a month. And while it claims to be smoke-free, you might still end up explaining to your friends why your house smells like a campfire from time to time. This one's for foodies who want to flex their culinary skills, or anyone who thinks smoked salmon is a personality trait. It's also a great excuse to host dinner parties, so your smoker gets more action than your treadmill. Okay, imagine this. You take your favorite childhood gadget, rip it apart, and then hang the pieces on your wall. Not out of rage, but as art. That's exactly what Grid Studio does, turning retro tech into decor that's both nerdy and weirdly sophisticated. Let's dig into this dissected masterpiece. If you've ever wanted to hang a gadget's guts on your wall, like a tech Hannibal Lecter, Grid Studios got you covered. They take apart devices like Game Boys and iPhones, frame the pieces, and make them look like they belong in a tech museum or a villain's lair. It's like an autopsy, but way more stylish. Sure, it's not cheap, and no, you can't play with the gadgets anymore. But let's be honest, most of us aren't using our old iPhone 4 for anything except propping open a door. Why not give it a second life as a conversation starter? Oh, this? Just the inner workings of my youth. This is for people who want to flex their tech nostalgia without looking like a hoarder. If your living room could use some geek chic, these frames are basically art with a motherboard. Here's the part where you question humanity's priorities. Introducing the Wakako Nanopresso Espresso Machine. This portable espresso machine is what happens when coffee snobs go camping. It's small, portable, and makes espresso with nothing but your elbow grease and a bit of hot water. Think of it as CrossFit for your caffeine addiction. Work those biceps while you brew. And while most portable coffee solutions give you sad, watery results, the Nanopresso delivers actual espresso with crema that would make a barista proud. But let's talk reality. Getting the perfect shot isn't exactly effortless. You'll need to fiddle with grind size, tamping pressure, and water temperature to really nail it. It's kind of like dating. Takes some practice, but the payoff is worth it. And if you're used to fancy automatic machines, the manual pumping might feel like a chore. It's also strictly for espresso, so if you're a latte or cappuccino enthusiast, you'll have to get creative. Milk frothing, unfortunately, is not included. So who's this for? Hardcore coffee lovers, obviously. It's also ideal for people who want great coffee without forking over $7 a day to the mermaid logo. Whether you're conquering a mountain or just your morning commute, the Nanopresso is a little piece of espresso heaven that fits in the palm of your hand. Just be prepared for coworkers to start asking, "Hey, can you make me one of those?" every time they see it. If you thought we were done being extra, think again. How about smart home lighting? It's the tech equivalent of putting your house in a fancy outfit. It's all about showing off. These lights can go from romantic dinner date to rave in the basement with a single tap on your phone. Feeling like a gamer? Blast those RGBs and pretend your desk setup is auditioning for an esports team. Hosting a movie night? Dim them down like you're running a personal IMAX. These lights aren't just functional. They're a vibe, and they'll make your boring old light bulbs feel like the technological equivalent of an old flip phone. But let's not act like these things don't come with a few quirks. Setting them up can be an exercise in patience that rivals assembling IKEA furniture while blindfolded. Yes, I use the IKEA analogy again since it just works. And if your Wi-Fi goes down, congratulations, you're stuck in disco mode until you can troubleshoot it. Oh, and good luck explaining to Grandma why your dining room suddenly looks like a scene from Tron. At a certain point, you have to ask yourself, do I really need lights that sync to the beat of Uptown Funk? That said, these lights are undeniably cool. Whether you're flexing for guests or just trying to convince yourself that $100 light strips were a solid investment, they deliver. They're perfect for gamers, mood setters, or anyone who gets a thrill out of yelling, "Alexa, turn on the party." Just remember, You're one blackout away from dinner by flashlight if the tech gods decide to betray you. Which of these quirky gadgets would you actually buy? Drop your favorites in the comments, or the ones you'd never touch with a 10-foot pole. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Also, maybe share it with a friend if you think they'd get a kick out of 1980s and 90s tech gear guts as wall art. It costs exactly $0, and you won't miss any more tech weirdness. Don't forget to click those links in the description. It helps keep me caffeinated, lit up in RGB, and maybe even bird watching with Swarovski binoculars. Well, maybe someday. See you in the next one.